Now, all you need to do is in terms of days, you can convert this in number of days. All you need to do is take your receivables turnover ratio and divide 365 by that. So 365 divided by the receivables turnover ratio, 365 divided by the inventory turnover ratio, 365 divided by the payables turnover ratio. Now what do we mean by this? Let's understand this. Let's take receivables for example and try and understand this in a very, very simple fashion. That should give us an idea of what does this day notation mean. Let's assume there is a company that has sales of 365 crore. It also has receivables of 30 crore. Fine. What does this effectively mean? If I were to calculate sales per day, sales per day, this is 365 by 365, which is equal to roughly about 1 crore. Which means if the company has this timeline for the year, if it sells on day 1, it effectively collects on day 31. Correct? So whatever it sells today on day 1, it collects on day 31. This goes on till day 335. What it sells on day 335 is collected on 365th day. Anything after this goes in the next financial year. So effectively at the end of the year, the company has sold worth 365 crore. It has collected worth 335 crore. 30 crore is outstanding, which means in a per day sales kind of a number, 30 days worth of sales is outstanding. 30 days. So in a sense, it takes 30 days to recover the money. In a sense, 30 days worth of credit sales is outstanding. That's what we are trying to find out. You take 365 divided by the receivables turnover ratio to get the days notation, 365 by the inventory turnover ratio, 365 by the payables turnover ratio. Let's try and understand this graphically as to what does this mean in terms of the business. So let's assume, and through this we will try and learn two more terms called operating and cash conversion cycle. Let's assume I purchase the inventory here on this day. Conversion of the inventory from inventory to finished goods takes certain number of days, after which I'm able to sell it. So it takes 20 days for me to convert inventory into finished good and sell it here. So it gets sold on this point after 20 days after I purchase the material. That's where I sell the goods. Fine. Somewhere in the middle, my supplier might have asked me for the money. Somewhere in between, my supplier after 15 days asked me for the money because I had bought the inventory from him. So I bought the inventory on day 0, paid the money after 15 days. So I made the payment after 15 days. On the 20th day I sold the goods. It took me another few days to collect the money. Fine. So money got collected somewhere here after 30 days. Just like our previous example, whatever I sold, money came to me after 30 days. This is where the money got collected. Fine, money is received. So let's try and understand this once again very clearly. What have we done here? We have bought the inventory somewhere here. We made the payment after 15 days. It took 20 days to convert inventory into finished goods and sell it. Once we sold it, it took another 30 days to receive the money. Fine. Now effectively, there are numbers that we can understand. So if I invested some money, if I bought some raw material here, this is where money outflow happened. So this is where outflow happened. Somewhere here is where inflow will come in. Now the difference between the outflow and the inflow is what a business has to fund or what has to be funded by the business. That's what we are looking at in terms of cycles. So what do we mean by an operating cycle? An operating cycle is nothing but the entire time taken from the production, from the buying of raw material to sell and collect the money is known as operating cycle. In our case, 20 days plus 30 days. correct? So this was 20, this was 30. If I buy goods today, I will get money after 20 plus 30 days. This is known as the operating cycle. 50 days operating cycle from the day of buying the good till the day of getting the money, buying the raw material till the time of getting the money. Fine. So that's my raw material to final conversion cycle. Now I did not pay money immediately, correct? Which has some significance. So if I have not paid money immediately, then if I have paid money after 15 days, my funding is only required for this period. Correct? I need funding only for this period, which is known as the cash conversion cycle. So let's try and understand this. I paid money only after 15 days. So my business needs to fund this only from day 16 till day 50, which is 35 days. This 35 day is the cash conversion cycle. This 50 day is the operating cycle. So how do you calculate operating cycle? Operating cycle is inventory days plus receivable days gives me the operating cycle. From this, if I subtract the payable days, this gives me the cash conversion cycle, CCC, cash conversion cycle. So cash conversion cycle is the number of days for which the business has to fund itself. Operating cycle is the right from the day you took the raw material till the time you received the money, what is the cycle in the business.